Jonathan Krohn was speaking to Michael Smerconish on MSNBC. Already, I love this video because Michael Smerconish is interviewing him, and I love Michael Smerconish.
You're unbelievable. All right. God bless. Hey, to each his own.
He's good.
And no problem. No problem.
All right. Anyway, and Jonathan Krohn talks about some of the harassment he's received from conservatives after he came out and basically said that he's no longer a conservative. Let's watch.
I was just in the green room and I saw a tweet that said they were talking about me on Fox. So I switched to Fox and they had a whole panel of people on their Fox 5 show talking about how I duped everybody and I didn't really believe it. It was a joke and I was trying to scheme I wasn't trying to scheme anybody. I changed my mind. And so they started making fun of me. I think one of the guys said that if it was up to him, he would have left me in the woods as a baby. And I had on the Daily Caller, they've written 3 articles about me, all of which called me names that I can't repeat on television at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's great. Now, I want to show you what they actually said on 5. Okay, on the 5. And by the way, remember, keep in mind that when we originally did the story about Jonathan Krohn, I'm not sure we've ever gotten more criticism for any story. Because they said, how dare you attack a kid, a minor like that, for being conservative. Now, it turns out he's not conservative. You think they're going to follow the same rules? Hell no. Let's watch.
He's doomed. He will never come back, Greg. I saw an interview with him, and he was quoting philosophers and going on and on. It's just like,
and you've been into this thing.
You can be smart, and you can read philosophy, but to quote it, ramble it off the top of your head at 17 years old, he's done. He might as well run the Occupy movement.
Yeah. And then Greg Gutfeld also said, that's why Crohn was so odd. I call it Crohn's disease. Clever.
Oh, my God.
Just as John Roberts might have a case. So once you got past Crohn's novelty, a parent rewarded with attention, you see that he's still kind of doing it now. He's entering his adolescent rebellion age, which along with Jack Kerouac and acne, generally brings an idealistic leftism. It's normal. It's not his fault. It's the rights for being taken by a ventriloquist dummy. Okay? And really, it's been around forever, the precocious child impressing adults through mimicry. You know, the sort of thing you grow out of. The lesson here is that children should be seen and not heard.
Okay.
Now, these are the same guys who were like, he's a genius. This is the one kid we should all quote. Newt Gingrich and Bill Bennett. See, we should. No, back then, he was a genius. Now, he's a dummy. He's a ventriloquist dummy. And we should never hear from him. Shut up, now that we don't agree with you.
Okay, let me just point out a very significant difference between the way we talked about Jonathan Krohn and the way they're talking about Jonathan Krohn. When Jonathan Krohn was a conservative, I wasn't offended by him, right? I was amused by him. He was hilarious. You know, he had this voice and he was talking like this. Conservatism is not about romanticism. And I was like, I can't get enough of this kid, right? But I was not butthurt. Okay. However, it seems like the people on the 5 are genuinely upset. They seem hurt by it.
Yeah, they're basically saying, I'm hurt, dog. I can't believe you betrayed us like this, like John Roberts did. Comparing him to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. All right, but they're not done yet. I had originally posited that he might have trouble with ladies if he kept up this kind of geeky kind of thing. And I know from experience I had said, because I was a young Republican, and it doesn't really help with the ladies. It turns out now that he's on the opposite side, Dana Perino agrees in some weird way. Let's watch.
He's only 17. I think he did this for girls.
Absolutely. Puberty trumps politics.
Absolutely. And now he's like, okay, it's not cool to be a conservative when you're 17, and all the girls will like me more if I'm...
Yeah, you got to listen to Beck, not Glenn Beck.
Well, he gave in to the whole PC thing, and now that he's older and 17, he wants to be liked by his peers, and he fell into just the mainstream media and the dating world.
All right, that's great. So when we talked about him dating girls, you're like, how could you? It's a minor, you sickos. Now that he's become a liberal, like, of course, the kid wants to get laid. You see that? Yeah, of course, of course. All right, by the way, it's also an admission that they even know that being a Republican is deeply uncool. Like that if you're a young Republican, they're like, well, obviously. Dana Perino and the other one seems to be saying basically like, I wouldn't even date you. How uncool are you as a young kid who's a Republican? Oh, well, we thank you for the admission.